Hello students, this is Mrs. Jones. Today we're going to do what I believe should be a quick review about converting for liquid units. In cosmetology, you mostly only use units that are in the United States. You might use milliliters every once in a while, but for the most part it's ounces, cups, quarts, pints, and gallons. Those are what we call the standard units of measure, or the English units of measure. So one thing that you would need to know is, channel your grandmother and think about working with her in the kitchen and be able to order these units in the right order from smallest to largest. So, for instance, an ounce is smallest. I'm going to zoom this in. A cup would be slightly larger. You've got a pint, a quart, and then a gallon. Think about an ounce. An ounce is like one of those little measuring cups that you used to take liquid medicine with when you were a kid. That's an ounce. A cup is 8 ounces, which is like a regular measuring cup. A pint might be similar to the little containers of milk that you get at school, or a tea, maybe the tea size. A gallon of course is a gallon of milk, so you can kind of get an idea of which one's smallest to largest, because we're going to use that later on when we do our conversions. One thing I'm going to point out to you, show you, is this document. This is a cool little picture that you can see that are used to see that in a gallon, that big gallon, see the big G? There's 4 quarts. Do you see the 4 quarts? And then in each one of the quarts, there's 2 pints, 2 P's, 2 C's in each of the pints. Those are cups. And then the little teeny tiny little things that maybe you can't read are eighths, to show you that there's 8 ounces in a cup. So that is a cool picture. So you probably already close your eyes and see the picture. It might help you with knowing some of the facts about liquid measurement. So going back to here and thinking about that diagram, there were 8 ounces in a cup. There were 2 C's inside each of the P's. So that would mean that there would be 16 ounces in a pint. Kind of follow along that thought process. We know from the picture that there are 2 pints in a quart. So if each one of those 2 pints has 2 cups in it, there would be 4 cups in a quart. A quart, if there's 8 ounces in each one of those cups, then a quart has 32 ounces. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. So that would mean that there was 8 pints in a gallon, which would give us 16 cups in a gallon and 128 ounces. If you need to slow that part of the video down, go ahead and slow it down so you can see what the thought process was for each one of those that we built. But then again, you can always go back to that picture. That picture would really help you answer some of those. So these are conversion facts that we're going to use when we're doing our conversions over here on the next page. Okay, so we're going to use a method that says when you're going from a large unit to a smaller one, we are going to multiply by some conversion factor. And if we are going from a small one into a larger unit, we would divide by something. And I'm going to tell you that that feels a little weird, okay? But it is correct, because if you're going to a smaller unit from a larger one, large to small, each unit's going to be smaller, so then therefore you would fit more of them in the space. So that's why it's multiply. So it feels a little bit weird, but that's why. Let's look at a couple examples here. Pints to cups. We know from our list that we made at the very beginning of the video here that pints are larger than cups. So we are going large to small, which means that we multiply, right? And for pints and cups, we're going to come back here to this chart that we made, and you see pints and cups right on this row, pints and cups. So we're going to multiply by 2. Oh, sorry about the screen moving around. So a quarter from 0.25 pints would be 0.5 cups. All right, let's look at another example. The next example here, cups are smaller than quarts. So this time we're going small to large, which small to large is division. And we're cups and quarts. So we got to go back to the chart here and find cups and quarts. Cups and quarts, right there. So we're going to divide by 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So 24 cups would be equal to 6 quarts. Right? Let's try another one. Quarts and pints. A quart is larger than a pint. Remember that list we made at the very beginning of the video? This is large to small, which means that we multiply. And we have to go back to the chart and find quarts and pints. Quarts and pints is right here, or you could use that little picture I gave you. So 2 is the conversion factor. Means we're going to multiply by 2. 3.5 times 2 is 7. So 3.5 quarts is equal to 7 pints. So if you want to try some of these on your own, you can, except you don't have this teaspoon option. All right. Go ahead and try some of them on your own. Keep that thought of large to small, small to large, and you want to keep those conversion factors in mind when you're doing these. All right. If you have any questions, you can email me at cjones@ictc.edu. You're gonna go ahead and answer the questions on the Google quiz on the following assignment. Make sure you hit submit. Make sure you also hit turn in the upper right hand side of the Google assignment. All right, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon.